y'all. Wow, there's a lot of you. Holy cow, that's awesome. My name is Amber Briggle. I live here in Denton, and I love Texas. I love it. I love the diversity of Texas. Look at y'all. We are such a great representation of this state. I love the food. I love those incredible sunsets we see. And yes, I love the heat. I can't help it. I just do. I love the heat. I'm a small business owner, and I love the hardworking, bootstrapping independence of Texans just like me. But the reality is that if we don't elect Beto O'Rourke as our next governor, my family may need to leave this state. The reality is, I am a parent of a transgender teenager. Yeah. He's kind of the best, but he's at school right now, so he couldn't be here. But I'm a mother who, despite loving my children unconditionally and providing for their every need, was investigated by Child Protective Services earlier this year for child abuse, thanks to Greg Abbott. But let me back up, because this CPS investigation did not begin the moment that caseworker rang my doorbell. It began in 2017 when the Texas legislature, led by Greg Abbott, attempted to pass dozens of anti-LGBTQ bills, most of which put a target on the backs of vulnerable transgender children like my son. The years since have only gotten more cruel, more inhumane, and more trans kids have suffered this trauma as a result. Every legislative session just gets worse and worse. Last year in 2021, the last time that this Republican majority legislature met, there were over 70 anti-LGBTQ bills filed. These were not bills filed to fix our grid or fund our schools or stop the epidemic of gun violence. These were bills targeting children. One bill was particularly atrocious, and if it would have passed, thankfully it didn't, if it would have passed, it would have labeled my husband Adam and myself as child abusers. It would have taken both of my children out of, It would have taken both of my children out of our loving, safe, nonviolent, drug-free home, put them in an underfunded, overworked, and broken foster care system, and put my husband and I in prison for 10 years. Our crime? Because I love my transgender son to the moon and back. That's my crime. Yeah. Fortunately, that bill did not pass. But a few months later, our worst nightmare came true. Because without any legal standing whatsoever, Greg Abbott directed CPS to investigate families like me anyway. Within days, I had a CPS caseworker in my home, on my couch, interrogating myself, my husband, and my 2 children alone and individually. Let's go, Beto. As governor, Greg Abbott was elected to protect Texans and make our lives better. Instead, he sent a government employee from an already underfunded and overworked agency into my home to traumatize my kids, and they are still in therapy. And this is what I need you to understand. I want everyone in this room to understand this. This legislature is going to reconvene in just a couple of months, and this bill, and bills even worse, will be on the agenda. And if we don't have an ally like Beto in the governor's seat to stop this bill, thanks to gerrymandering and voter suppression, I'm concerned it will pass. And then my family will be faced with 2 choices. 1, stay in the state, have my family torn apart, and my freedom taken away because I would be in prison. Or 2, leave the state that I love and everything behind and be an internally displaced American thanks to Greg Abbott and his inhumane policies. Beto O'Rourke believes in a better Texas. He is going to fight for all Texans, not just my family, but yours too, because I can promise you this. If Greg Abbott hasn't come after your family yet, he will. You know why? He is so incompetent at doing his job, he would rather point the finger and the blame and the fear anywhere else than actually fix the damn grid or fund our schools. Beto O'Rourke is the governor that we need. He has a plan to fully fund our public schools. He has a plan to help small business owners like me. He has a plan to fix the damn grid. He has a plan to stop the gun violence epidemic that is killing 4,000 Texans a year. He has a plan to restore your right to reproductive freedom and your bodily autonomy. And it's going to take all y'all to do this. I am counting on you. I'm begging you as a mom at risk of losing everything. I am asking you to vote for Beto O'Rourke for governor, for Mike Collier for lieutenant governor, for Rochelle Garza for attorney general, and every Democrat up and down the ballot. Thank you so much for your support, for supporting our next governor and my most favorite dinner guest, Beto O'Rourke. I'd like to introduce up next the Honorable Congressman Colin Allred. Thank you for being here.